Yo, yo, YouTubers, I'm back again. Um, I had to get some beers tonight. I was going to get some last night and I stayed here. I sort of regretted not buying them. Don't know why, like. So tonight, I thought, I went to the Asda. None of them balloons left anywhere, guys. I've been to the Asda so many times to say, why, Seven Brothers, what are you playing at? I'm really into them beers. That's why I've been going backwards and forwards, right? And obviously, when you look at the beers on the shelf that are in the Asda, which includes a lot of nice beers, like Baby-Faced Assassin and Lupuloid from Beavertown. And there's so many beers that I just look at the cans and I just think, I want that now. It puts me in a bit of a dilemma, and sometimes I look and they're not there, and I go, well, I'm going to walk past the shelf and not get any more beers. But tonight I went there and it was on. So I checked up to Lidl. I thought, I'm not paying for Asda beers because they're so expensive, aren't they? £3 a can, whatever. You get a can for free, don't you? Which is cool, like. But I thought, no, I'm going to check up to Lidl. I'm going to get some of them Pacific Breezes and Relic because I like them. Stewart Brewing Pacific Breeze. I love that beer, right, guys. It's like one of my favourite pale ales. But while I was in Lidl, I thought, I'll tell you what, let's do a trip down memory lane. Let's do a beer with a bit of a backstory. I have reviewed this beer once before, but it was like a party can or something, right? One of those big, what do you call them, kegs. So here we go. I'm sure I've not reviewed these in the bottle. That's a shocker for you, isn't it, guys? Like the ordinary bog standard little Perlenbacher Pilsner. Backstory. I've got a backstory for you. Brewed according to the German purity law, fresh taste imported beer. Now you might laugh, might you, because it's quite a cheap beer in the shops, isn't it? It's like quite a reasonable price. And it's a Pilsner, it's a lager, and it's 4.5%. And it says contains barley, stored in a cool place, produced in France for Lidl. Right? So I know that they make it in France no matter where it comes from, whatever country you're in Britain, right? And there's the backstory. First time I went to Amsterdam, the only time, you check my channels, videos of me in Amsterdam. Yeah, I have actually been abroad. I'm not talking about Blackpool here, we're talking about the real Holland, like. And when I got to Amsterdam, and obviously I went there to get stoned, right? Because I was in Holland, I can talk about that now on camera, can't I? I might get arrested in this country if I talk about that, like, might I? Because people will blow me up or something, like, it's potty, it's illegal, where you go, weed, get all that kind of mouthy stuff, like, because I've been arrested twice for cannabis, by the way, guys, you know what I mean? But anyway, I went to Amsterdam thinking, well, they're not going to do me head in here, are they? I'll get what I want, and I'll have a nice smoke. And I took my tent and I camped there and everything. Like 2 weeks I was there, right? And I camped in a tent. Didn't stay in a hotel or a hostel. I had all that privacy in my tent to get blitzed. And this is the first drink I bought in Holland, in the Netherlands. I bought this drink, right? And it's not, look at it, it's like Perlenbacher. When I picked it up, right, I'd never been to Lidl in my entire life in England. This was about 2015, I think it was. I was 50 years old anyway. And, I was 50 years old that year. And to celebrate my 50th birthday, I went to Holland on my own. A bit later on in November. Freezing cold, but I camped in a tent with a dead good sleeping bag in a brilliant campsite called Camp Zeeberg. Check it out if you want to go to Holland for something different. Go to Camp Zeeberg. Brilliant campsite. Everything there. Showers, bar. Well, they sold food and booze and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, I went into the Lidl. Was the local supermarket, the nearest supermarket to me in the area, Zeeberg. Lidl on the corner, right? And I just thought, wow, I'd never been to Lidl in my life in England. Do you get me? I used to go to the Asda or whatever shops, Tesco's, but I'd never been to a Lidl. So when I went to Lidl and I saw the 6-pack of these in the bottles, right? And I picked it up thinking, no, because I didn't know what Perlenbacher was. I'd never seen it before. I'd never been in a Lidl. And I thought it was a Dutch thing, you know what I mean? Perlenbacher. And you know what I was saying? You know what you think, well, everything in Holland is a little bit better quality and all the rest of it, like, you know. So I took it back to my tent, my 6-pack, and I opened it up and started drinking it. I was like, oh, and I think I videoed it, like, when I was drinking it, like, oh, whoa, this is amazing, you know, you don't get stuff like this in England. Little did I know it was on the shelf in England as well and all the rest of it, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, getting the kick off it and everything and enjoying it. But so let's get it open, like, while we carry on talking, like. So anyway, I started drinking it, really enjoying the taste of it, thinking, bloody hell, this is a fine quality lager. And I was like, whoa, it's dead cheap as well here in the Netherlands, you know. Little did I know, when I got back to England and I went to a Lidl, saw it, like, I thought that was there because, you know, it's a Dutch thing and it's like Perlenbacher. It says it's German rule and all that, like premium Pilsner. But as you can see on the bottle, it says made in France. And it probably, I didn't even look on the bottle in Holland. It probably would have said made in France for Lidl, you know what I mean? So it's a French beer that you can buy anywhere in Europe, even in England supermarkets. And it's cheap as chips. It's well priced. I can't remember how much this bottle was, wasn't it? I only bought this one bottle just to do this review. So I'm curious to see it because I've drank it since. I've bought it in Lidl and drank it a few times here. I've done a party can keg once, you know, like I say, it's on the channel somewhere in the reviews. It always takes me to Amsterdam, guys, you know what I mean? Because I was in my tent in Amsterdam, totally independent, and, you know, in a campsite, like, you know, thinking, whew, this Dutch lager, you know, because I tried Heineken there and I tried Amstel there and it was fantastic, you know what I mean? But that was on draft and you'd expect it to be good and it was €5 a beer, like, you know, so it's equivalent to £5 a beer in the pubs. Whereas this stuff was like €5 for 6 bottles, you know what I mean? And I was like, wow, what a fantastic Dutch beer. Perlenbacher, Dutch word, for like for £5. Little did I know, knobhead, it was all over the world, it was all over like England and everything like. But so that's the backstory. Now let's see if it's changed much, you know what I mean? Because it's one of my favourite lagers, to be honest. Like it's, you know, it's affordable, it's cheap. It's not like they don't call it a craft beer, do they? They call it a premium Pilsner. So it's not a bad one to get into if you're on a low budget, you know what I mean, guys? Because we all know what a lager laute used to be. And this is a fine example of a lager that's not a craft lager, it's cheap as chips, you know, compared to other beers. I mean, one of the best lagers I've ever had in my life is that Willpower from Glenafric's. Try it, even you know, Willpower it's called. But it's, you know, £4 to £5 a can, I'm not sure. It's described as an Italian Pilsner. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's one of the best beers I've ever drank in my life. You know, it's a lovely lager. I've only bought it a couple of times because I want to go there for special occasions, you know what I mean? Another lager I drank, which I was really fond of, it could be the best lager I drank, I'm not too sure, because I couldn't buy it again, and it was in Lidl, it was in Aldi, and it had a pop top, you know, the pop top's like Grolsch, and it's on my channel somewhere, I do a review of it, like, Aldi lager, I can't remember the name of it, because it's a weird one, couldn't find it online, couldn't order it anywhere, couldn't buy it again. When I drank that stuff, and it was only there for Christmas, so it was off the shelf quite quick. One of the best lagers I've ever drank too. But it's one of those tantalus things, isn't it? You can't find it again. I've got the label for it if I ever want to talk about it, but it's on my channel. If you go right down the bottom of my beer reviews when I very first started doing them, it's there somewhere, you know. This pop top It's a real German lager. It was brewed in Germany. It was in Aldi for Christmas. Fantastic lager, right? And what's the other one? Oh, Love Lane. Love Lane done a German Pilsner of some kind, and it was fantastic. So, in England, drinking lagers, it's hard to find really top quality ones, isn't it? In some pubs, you get it on draft and Warsteiner, and, when you drink it on draft, it's going to be alright. But this stuff, it's cheap, it's in a bottle, it's French. It's not Dutch. It's not German, it's French. It's Francois. Or de Francois. So it's an interesting beer to review, isn't it? Yes, Bruce, yes, stop talking. And Paul, look. The head was so close to the bottom of the bottle. I mean, it smells dead crisp and malty like a lager should. Right, let's try and finish off the top without overflowing it away. Wonderful experience. Honestly, when I was in my tent in the dam, don't get me wrong, I was obviously a bit stoned as well, because unlike here in this country, I could just go up the road to the coffee shop and buy any type of weed I wanted. Any kind, any variety, Afghani. I had my first experience in Nepalese temple ball in Amsterdam. I had some fine smokes, I'll tell you one of the best ones I tried there though, guys. If you're ever in Holland and you ever go on a holiday there and you want to try a nice hash, because the bud stuff, it does what it says on the tin, it knocks you out and all that. I do CBD versions, don't I? Do you know what I mean? But if you're looking for a nice hash, right, I honestly thought I'm not going to find anything Dutch that's going to blow my mind. I thought it'd all be like Afghani, Nepalese, or, Pakistani, all the top quality hash makers, No, it was a Dutch. I went into a Dutch coffee shop called Old Amsterdam, not far from Rembrandt's house. I'll see if you want to locate it. It's not far. It's right in the same street as Rembrandt's house. I went in this place, Old Amsterdam coffee shop. There was a gorgeous beard behind the counter, like they do in the, like some lovely women, and they serve you, And I looked at this woman. I said, "Can you recommend like a nice Pakistani type black, squidgy type thing?" And she looks at me and she points at the menu, and she goes, "That's a good one." And it wasn't Pakistani, and it wasn't what I was looking for. It was a Dutch one. It was their own weed called Old Amsterdam. You know what I mean? And I was like, "But that's Dutch, love. I want Pakistani weed, And I didn't say no, and I just thought, I'm going to take your word for it, love. I tried this Old Amsterdam hash, black stuff, and it was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? It was one of my nicest and I smoked it in the coffee shop. I sat there and it kicked in and the tram went past the window. I was like, oh my word, what am I missing? I need to move here, live here. It was so good. And hats off to that coffee shop. So I recommend that, guys. If you're ever in Holland, go to Old Amsterdam coffee shop and ask for their own Old Amsterdam hash. One of the nicest smoking experiences I had in my life. I brought a little bit back as well, and managed to have a little bit here and share a bit with people I knew, and let them try it, you know what I mean? Unlike people I know, they wouldn't have done that for me, would they? You know what I mean? Alright. So this is what I love about this beer. If you drink tequila or go to Mexico, you know what I mean? It's got a weird, but because this is a French beer, it's weird. I had a really nice experience, you know what I mean, drinking in a tent. So I thought, let's see if I can get that Amsterdam frequency again, even though it's brewed in France. You can buy it anywhere. Thought it was like a Dutch little exclusive. Funny, 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 funny. Alright, smells proper fresh, guys. But the money, it smells really nice. Malty to the max, mate. What I look for most in beers is the maltiness, you know. So yeah, let's see if we're right. Let's see if this was a good one, eh? Like, was it really? And I've only got the one bottle to try. So, you know, but look at it, mate. It's crystal clear. It looks gorgeous. It's very refined. It looks nice. It's cheap as chips. Oh no, let's get the old, you know, the exclusive roller coaster ride beer review cum shot. Lovely white. Uh, Gorgeous colour. Just like a Pilsner ought to be. Just like a fine German Pilsner. Ticks all the boxes, guys. But it's French. Oh yeah, I'm getting that maltiness. Like a Malteser smell. Quite pungent that for a cheap beer. There's your lime there, it's Peugeot lime there, like battering someone against the wall or whatever, like it does. You know, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Like it's pasting someone against the wall, like what? I'll smash it in! It's Perlenbacher Premium Pilsner, 4.5% Ophelia. Malty, bready, the Jacob's cream cracker effect. That's a nice pills, that one. That's a good one for the money. It's got a very German vibe about it. It looks splendid in the glass. I mean, quality control, fantastic. And when I first opened it and I got the whiff, I thought it's going to be a bit like the Stubbies, you know, the little French bottles of Stubbies. But it's on the same frequency, but not quite as sweet. But it's got it's a lovely breadiness. That's a lovely lager, that guys, and it's cheap. It's not listed as a craft beer, is it? You know, it's listed as a premium pilsner. Remember the original Kronbachers in Aldi? What was it, Kronbacher? What were they called? You can see that it could be the same people. I don't know who make it. Like I think Kronbacher was German, wasn't it? Was it Kronbacher and Aldi, and then they changed it, and it was slightly different, but still nice. This is a fine beer for the money, like you know, it's cheap, fresh taste, as they say. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sober as a judge at the moment, so you're gonna monitor the effect. You know, when I welly this, as long as go, I can't complain. Like biscuity, bready, not too gassy. The carbonation's perfect. It looks very appetising. I can't really add much to that because it's no like you know hoppy and all that business. It's Pilsner malts, obviously. It's alright. Is it taking me back to Amsterdam? That woman who served me in old Amsterdam, by the way, guys. Oh man, she was gorgeous. You know what I mean? It's a crazy thing in Holland. You see all these women there. They're riding past on bicycles and all kinds of stuff, man. They don't look like, in England, the way you see people on bicycles, they're usually wearing sports gear or whatever, aren't they? You very rarely see pretty women in there, like Sunday best, kind of riding bicycles, isn't it? It's very rare in our country. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been with a girlfriend in England, you go, ride a bike, because I ride a bicycle everywhere, you get me, guys? I say, ride a bike, join me and ride on it. I'm not riding a bicycle, I don't want to ride a bicycle. And you go to Amsterdam and Holland, and it tripped me head out seeing all these people riding bikes. Like it was like the scene in the what's it called? The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element. The scene when you look out the window, and you see all the taxis and all the cars all driving, like thousands of them all floating. That's what the bicycles are like in Amsterdam. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but you see the most beautiful women riding past, and they all smile at you and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a really good friendly vibe about it. But they wear the weirdest clothes and dress in their own way, and they don't wear helmets and sports gear and stuff. They just look like a picture painting, and then they're riding past on a bicycle. Like, why doesn't it take on, or what's the word, catch on in Britain? Why doesn't that catch on in our country, man? Why is it not possible to see something like that in Britain? I'm a bit baffled by it, like, because it was the thing I loved the most about being there wasn't like getting high and drinking beers. It was like, these bicycles look fantastic. Some of these women were just too good to be true. I was like, whoa, can't believe this. Never seen so many women in my life on bicycles, you know what I mean? Unbelievable. And they had this thing there in Holland, right? You get to a staircase. They won't do it in England. If you ever got to a train station in England and there's a stairwell and there's no lift, and you've got to carry your bike on your shoulder, and if you've got a lecky bike, you're absolutely knackered, you know what I mean? Because you've got to carry it with the battery and the motor and all that stuff. And in Holland, just these little metal ramps right up the side, not in the middle of the stairwell, on either side, on the edges, like a metal thing, like it looks like a gutter, just like a gutter-shaped piece of metal that goes all the way up. And you just put your bike on it and wheel it all the way up or down, accordingly, like bicycle. Any politicians watching this? When are you going to do that in our train stations, guys? Because I've been stuck at train stations, especially with my lecky bike. I got to a train station, there's no lift, and I was, oh no. And I feel dead embarrassed carrying the bike up, like struggling, like, and people are going, do you want some help that with you? You want some help with that, love? People offering to help me. Dudes going, I'll help you with your bike there if you want me. But I feel like silly going, yeah, let's carry it together. Like, I'll be a knobhead and carry it all alone. It's like pretending it's not hurting. I'm doing the Elvis slip going, oh, so one for the money, two for the show. Have you ever done the Elvis slip? When you got to carry something heavy and you struggle and you go, oh, you number hound dog, crying all the time. What's that all about, guys? Where'd the Elvis slip come from when you're trying to carry something heavy, man? I don't know. But I got the Elvis slip, and people go, do you want help with that bicycle? I'm like, oh, it's alright, that's alright. Like trying to hide the fact I'm struggling and I'm a weakling carrying the bike. Like, if they put them ramps there, what they do in Holland, there'd be no problem with it. Politicians, get onto it, will you? I'm feeling merry. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm surprised at the water. I'll tell you what, the water's not like what I usually find in the craft beers. Usually when I drink them beers and I go, the water's excellent, and I can tell it's excellent. This is okay. I don't know whether it's just tap water or... But it's not bad, considering the price, and it's not a craft beer. So that's one gripe, is I can see the water's not, like, I go, whoa, it's fantastic. It's not that great, the water. It's like a normal water, what you expect in the usual beers, lagers. Why would you pay to treat the water when more than likely it's just pissheads like me, where they ever get on the bones of? Really desperate, that's what I'm going to turn to, isn't it? You know what I mean? These things, these cheap beers, stubbies and things like that. Why would you be bothered about the water quality? Well, considering the price, it's alright. What's the Elvis slip all about, guys? Have you ever been there? No one talks about it. I've never heard anyone talk about it, discuss it like what. It's like an X-File, isn't it? They should do an X-File episode. Mulder and Scully going, trying to work it out how people, when they pick something up heavy, they start doing an Elvis slip. Why your muscles and your arms up and make you go. Oh, because that's the last time it happened to me. I had a puncture. I was riding my bicycle, my electric bike, from Birkenhead to Bromborough. I got so far and the back tyre punctured. I thought, okay, where's the nearest train station? And the nearest train station for me to walk to was Port Sunlight. And I thought, there's got to be a lift at Port Sunlight. I wasn't too sure. I was like, I know there's a big stairwell there, but they've got to have a lift there, haven't they, for wheelchair access and things like that, Every train station should have a lift for wheelchair access, by the way. Or a ramp. And I got there, no wheelchair access, no ramps, no lift, and none of those metal gutters that they in Holland, in Nederland, they think of putting them things there. Don't they, for people saying, you don't have to struggle up your stairs with a bike. You can roll it up this ramp. It's there for free. No, they won't think of that in Britain, will they, guys? And anyone who's like wheelchair bound and all that, and you have to go around on these train stations and you hit a wall because there ain't no wheelchair access or whatever. Shame on the train stations. They should all have wheelchair access. Everywhere should have wheelchair access. You better get it sorted. Or I'll come and see you, alright? Look, man, I can still look cool, can't I? I've got like a, shaved head and I go, look. Don't look any different, do I? Really? Oh, yeah, I'm having a good time here. It's a nice beer. I'm feeling the same vibe as I did in Amsterdam. I'm feeling dead happy. It's got it, like. And there you go. Look at the dissipation. It looks perfect there. It's not like really happening. Like it's like, it's like just like a quality lager. Like, remember the price. It looks beautiful in the glass, I've got to say. It tastes like a German Pilsner. Dutch Pilsner. Perlenbacher, exclusive to Holland. I was like, I got back to England and I started going to a little and looked on the shelves. I was like, wow. And I bought some and tried it. I was like, wow, this is exactly the same as the stuff at home. So it's one to remember on a budget, innit? Feeling merry. Marie, play guitar in the bathroom, sit in my car. Why do you seem so sad, Marie? Name that tune. Hey, Oasis, man. Wait. It's good to see you smashing it out the ballpark there. You know what I mean? I'm really impressed. I haven't really watched much. I just watched like someone posted the Cardiff gig and with all kinds of edits and that, like, and it looks great. And hey guys, you sound brilliant. I'll probably get the headphones on and I'll, proper watch it that way and have a good listen. But I want to show you something before I get off. I'm trying to make me beer reviews interesting. What we're gonna say, I'm gonna say for a cheap beer for the price, and its claim as a premium Pilsner, I'm not complaining. I feel really happy, feeling me. I feel like I'm in my tent in Holland again. Thinking I was drinking an exclusive Dutch beer. I tried Heineken, I tried Amstel. On draft and that way. Lager out. Lager out perfection. The water quality is the only thing that lets it down. But why would you make an effort to treat the water like, the way the craft beers companies do? Like the Willpower beer, like, that lager from Glenafric's. Guys, honestly, it's a fantastic lager. It's Italian. That's what it's described as, Italian Pilsner, which is very unusual. Bloody Romans. They knew it all, didn't they? Bloody Romans. Right. I want to show you the work of art I did, right? I want to tell you a little backstory. Carry on drinking, right? And if I pick up another beer in the middle of this review and carry on drinking and do a big long mega speech, it's because I've already reviewed them and I don't have to review them. You get YouTube reviewitis, so you can't walk past something without reviewing it on YouTube. Go load it on, mate. Proper. All all the cheese flavour, mate. Gluten-free, lentil type. Is it lentil snacks? Yeah, lentil chips. Mate, I'm not going to eat any now because I don't want to crunch and stuff on camera, but these are amazing. These are amazing. I love cheese. Yeah, that's making me want to go to the toilet, but I won't do it. Like, I'll try and. Oh, I'll just wee my pants. Alright, hold on. Piss me pants on camera. Like. Do you want to see the patch? Prove it. Go look. I'm only joking. Do you want to see the patch, do you? You want to see me patch, do you? Piss me pants, you don't believe me? No, first of all, lager, and for the price, I can't fault that. I love it. I'm giving it a big whopping big 10. I know some people might criticise me for that, I don't know. But I love it. I'm feeling merry, feeling happy, feeling cool. Then back again. But it's doing it. It's taking me to the tent. It's taking me to Amsterdam. It's taking me into the tent. I mean, the tent I still own, by the way. It's in my bedroom, wrapped up. Think about it. When I stayed, I was there for 2 whole weeks, sleeping, dreaming. Then I wrapped it all up with the bed and everything. Like people, you go to a hotel or a hostel, you can't do that, can you? I wrapped it all up. I said, "You're coming with me." All those beautiful women on bicycles. You're coming with me. I'm not leaving here without you. But anyway, a little backstory. Oasis, right? Um, the year definitely maybe was out, 94, right? I saw them obviously creeping up into popularity and hitting the mark, and I loved them because they're heavy rock and they're like the Sex Pistols and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I thought, wow, this band are kind of this is something exciting, this band, you know. But I wasn't an Oasis fan and I didn't buy any. I still have not to this day ever bought an Oasis album, right, guys? I've bought Nebworth on Blu-ray, which is brilliant. Apart from I Am the Walrus, I'd rather see 2 or 3 Oasis songs in that slot, guys. I want to watch the Beatles. I watch the Beatles. I don't compare Oasis to the Beatles. I don't think they're a rip-off of the Beatles and all that stuff. That's all the baloney. They love the Beatles and they obviously incorporated it, but the Beatles don't sound nothing like Oasis. Come on, give me a rest. You know, give me a break. Obviously, the Beatles they were never as heavy as Oasis, man. Right? And I remember watching that Nebworth gig thinking, you know, man, the Eye on the Walls was replaced by some really great, you know, Oasis songs. I'd be much more happy, like. But I didn't go to Nebworth myself. I've been to Nebworth to see Queen. I thought it was one of the worst days in my life to be treated like cattle, considering the toilets and all that stuff, like, you know. But anyway, little sort of story about Oasis I want to just share, like, is I'd seen them up and coming, and you know, and it was about 94, 95. The album was being released, definitely, maybe. I hadn't bought it, I hadn't listened to it. A certain dude used to knock on my door and sort me out with a total weed, right, guys? And he's like, "What do you think of Oasis, man?" You know what I mean? I was like, "Mate, they sound like the Sex Pistols, you know, I like them. They sound like, you know, a little bit of hope, all this rave music and all this MDMA shit and all this rave shit." This lad actually was into raving, by the way, and he was the first person to show me a video of people all raving and that, like, and on off their heads, like, and I was like, wow, are the kids all dancing like that? That's insane. But he did actually say to me, "What do you think of Oasis?" And I was like, "I think they're great, man. You know what I've heard so far." And he's like, have you heard the album?" I was like, "No, I haven't heard the album." You know, I tend to like let things take the natural course, and like I like hearing things for the first time. You understand, guys? I've got this weird thing. Once it happens, once you hear something for the first time, you can never do that ever again, can you? Whether it's a live performance or on record or whatever, that never is possible ever again. And that first time experience is very important and affects your judgment and the way you think about it, right? But what I'd seen and heard of Oasis on TV and some of the live clips and stuff, I was like, man, they're looking really good. The only alternative was Blur, which was shit, and The Darkness, which were just like Tiny Tim with a Gibson Les Paul. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not. They sounded good. The production was good, and they were quite professional. But I couldn't take touching you, touching me. I couldn't take that seriously, guys. I thought that was just totally Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips. You know, put a distortion on the ukulele, man. You got like The Darkness, haven't you? I was like, they're a joke, man. Right? But everything Oasis seemed to do, I was like, hey, I don't know who these guys are. They're hitting the spot somehow, right? Obviously, it's proven itself now, isn't it? Including the Sex Pistols and Johnny Lydon and Public Image, all these people I used to love and affected me as a musician, you know, if you want to call it that way. Bit of effort, like, you know. But anyway, this guy goes, have you checked out the album? Definitely, maybe, like, you know. I went, nah, I haven't actually. Because I won't go out and buy none. I want the first time experience, you know what I mean? I want, like, you know, might have seen them I might have gone to see them live and by chance from, whoa, these are blowing me head off. I like that first time experience thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is what my beer reviews are about, by the way. This isn't a first time experience, but I like to document it, you know. But anyway, he said, I'll lend you the album if you want Bruce, you know, the CD, like. I said, alright. And he let me definitely maybe album, right? This is my little story, like, you know, quite a decent story. And at the time, I was listening to music exclusively on a personal CD player, which you cannot beat. I'll show you one there, right? You want to hear music at its finest, guys? You get one of these, buy the CD, put your headphones on, stick it on one of these, stick it on full whack. 70 at the moment. Stick on full whack, headphones on, boom! You can't get a better sound, right? Little bit of advice.